Hey everybody, it's Suzanne. How are you? This is a reading for the collective. So before I do the zodiac readings, I'm going to do a reading for the entire collective to see what's going on and, if there are any general trends that we need to look out for or that we can appreciate. So I have pre-shuffled both decks. I wanted to address the Valentine's Day readings. So I did post 6 of the Valentine's Day readings, and I never posted the other 6. And the reason being, truthfully, is because, I didn't feel that the energy was right. Okay. And that's really the only way that I can put it. I just felt like there was something off in the energy. And, so for those of you that might have been waiting for that, I apologize. But, I spent some time in the car actually with somebody that I felt was particularly negative, and I feel like I may have had a hard time shaking that energy. So instead of putting out readings that I didn't feel were what they needed to be, I just removed them. So, and from time to time that might happen. And that's just, I just want to make sure that the best information goes out to you guys. Okay. So I just wanted to address that, and we're going to get started here. So let's see what's going on for the collective. So that's for all the zodiac signs. And, you can reference to this if you need to from your own reading. All right, so we have the Ace of Cups. Very nice. Very nice energy. New relationship. Lots of joy. Potential pregnancy for some of you. And then we have the Moon. All right, so maybe something isn't quite clear for you about this potential new energy. I'm just going to move that a little bit. All right, there we go. So the Moon, there could be some illusions going on here, but I think it's more in our heads. Okay, so I think this is what's real, and this is what we have going on in our heads. We're creating our own illusions around this potential new relationship or new beginning. We're having a hard time believing that this is possible for some reason. Okay, we have the King of Cups. Isn't that a nice King of Cups? Oh, I'm using the Tarot de la Nuit by Alexandra V. Bach and Carol Ann Eshkenazi. Okay. But we have the King of Cups here. And we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so we've got 2 aces. That's interesting. Okay, so for the King of Cups, so this new beginning might be bringing some type of commitment. This could be a relationship that feels very committed very quickly. And with the Ace of Swords down here, this indicates a victory or a truth. So, whatever this moon or illusion energy is, we're going to overcome that. And we're going to have a victory here in some type of new relationship, which involves, I think, it's fast moving, fast towards commitment. Okay, so what that tells me is that you already know. All right, you already know that this is the person for you. and you have enough information logically that this is the person for you, but you have felt it, in your knowing, in your intuition, in your heart for some time. But your logic and your head has caught up. So you know this person on a pretty intimate level, even if you haven't been intimate, so to speak, yet. All right, this is for the collective. All right, so 5 of Cups. So even though that we're moving towards this quick, fast commitment, new relationship, there is some type of loss involved here. So there might have been a relationship that needed to end in order for this new beginning to take place. And with the 2 of Swords right under the 5 of Cups, it's likely that there was a decision that was made. There was a decision that was made, regarding which direction either you were going in or this other person was going in. Okay? And I think this decision kind of alleviated this moon energy, or this illusionary, dream state, distracted energy. This King of Cups is very sure, about the direction that he or she wants to move forward in. And with the King of Cups, even though he's very sure in his heart, sometimes it takes him or her a little bit longer to actually verbalize it. Okay? So, another scenario that could be happening here is that this King of Cups hasn't necessarily verbalized the feelings that they have yet, and that's creating a 2 of Swords situation for you. Maybe there are 2 people that you're interested in. However, even though you might have another interest or somebody else that's interested in you, you know who it is that you want. You know who it is that your heart calls you to. Okay? And that might be causing you, this feeling of sadness or loss. And it's illusion. Okay? Because this King of Cups, it seems to be holding up a lot. Again, even though they know how they feel, they know what's in their heart, it can be challenging for them to actually speak it. All right. I am going to clarify. I'm going to clarify the Moon card just to see. Just to kind of get maybe a little more information here. Okay, 7 of Wands. So this makes sense because the 7 of Wands is also can be very illusionary. Okay, in other words, you're fighting against something that really isn't there, based on your past experiences. So you might be fighting this King of Cups, or, coming at this King of Cups in a way defensively when, based on a relationship or relationships in the past of how they've transpired, how they've, how you've gone through different relationships, the struggles that you've had with communication, with openness, with, how you and the other person express their feelings towards each other. And this isn't helping. Okay, this isn't helping this King of Cups, come out of themselves. All right. Whatever this King of Cups found attractive about you to begin with is really the place that you have to stay in. Okay? So, they find you beautiful, they find you loving, they find you caring, they find you supportive. But when you're in this energy, okay, of being defensive over things that maybe you create in your own head, that pushes the King of Cups away. That can create a feeling of loss and sadness for you, and you don't have to be in this Two of Swords energy, okay? You do not have to be in that Two of Swords energy. And I think that's what's causing, this sense of defensiveness on your part, okay? And when I say your part, it can go either way, but I sense that it's you, the viewer, okay? As far as the Ace of Swords, where this falls, the Ace of Swords, yes, it is, somebody expressing a new truth, and that certainly could be the King of Cups. All right. But it can also say that, somebody, once they come to their truth, they may go in a different direction, even temporarily, based on what's happening in the 3D, in the, in the earthly plane. All right. So, this energy can create this energy, the Ace of Swords. In other words, this King of Cups can be going on a certain path, and suddenly they divert their path based on what's happening on the earthly plane, which is you potentially being defensive. However you're being defensive, to this King of Cups, you might be looking for validation from this King of Cups about how they feel, which makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Something might have gotten started, and, this King of Cups might have stepped back for a minute, or, again, it can be male or female energy here that has just stepped back, and you're perceiving that as, a negative against the relationship when it's really not. Okay. So be careful of that energy, because it's creating the illusion for you and for the King of Cups, that, you two might be going in a different direction when you're really not. Okay. Because a lot of this is happening really within you, within your head, based on your past experiences, okay, which, is shown here with the Seven of Wands. Look at her defensive stance there. She is ready to fight. She's ready to defend herself. You don't have to defend yourself against this King of Cups. He knows you. He knows your heart. He knows, what it is that you ultimately want. You might have had casual conversations with this King of Cups, in general about, what you want in relationships. So he knows, or she, okay? And in order to avoid this Five of Cups, this sadness, this feeling of regret, all you have to really do is stay in that high vibration energy, which, everybody puts out, right? Initially, everybody puts out their best energy initially. And then when, somebody comes forward and, that there are feelings there, and you may not know, this King of Cups might not be expressing again, but it in your heart. But then what ends up happening so many times is then you start questioning everything. Okay? And, and that's normal in some respects, but it basically is not trusting, what was clearly there to begin with. So just be careful of that energy, and be careful of, really defending things that you don't have to defend, okay? Because this King of Cups is already there. And even if he hasn't fully expressed it yet, he will. But it's going to take longer, and you're going to be in this, Ace of Swords energy where, they could go back and forth about when they're going to express it because of this, illusion, defensive way that might be happening right now. But there is a very clear, loving, brand new start here available for you. And, this tells the story of, how we can, put challenges in there, in that relationship when there really are none. Okay, because we're so used to having certain challenges in relationships, whether it's a lack of communication or jealousy or, miscommunication. You're fighting ghosts, okay? You're fighting the ghosts of the past, and you just don't need to, okay? This person did not, create that for you. This was created by you in your head. All right. So let's see with the romance angels what we have for the collective energy. And this is for, and I don't think I said it before, but for the week of the 18th through the 25th. The 18th through the 25th. Collective energy. Okay. Look at that. Very soon. And I put it right next to the King of Cups because I feel like that is the energy that is going to speak very soon. Very soon about what's in their heart, what they feel, what's been going on with them. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So again, if you are in this energy where you are being defensive or you're frustrated that they didn't call you when they said they were going to call you, or they didn't text you when they said that they were going to text you, just be careful of getting into that cycle. Okay? People, have their own lives and they make mistakes, okay? And it's not typically about you, and getting into that rhythm of games like that, what happens once you cross that line into those games. It can be a fast spiral downward. So just trust your knowing and your intuition about this King of Cups, male or female, that very soon, I feel like they already have decided, but this says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. This may apply more to you, okay? Instead of focusing on what this King of Cups isn't doing, focus on, what you know to be the relationship that you want with this King of Cups, okay? So this is a reading for the collective, so I expect that we'll see elements of this in, a lot of the zodiac readings. All right. So as a summation here, we've got a, beautiful, emotional, new beginning relationship, very loving, with a King of Cups energy, somebody that has, love in his heart or her heart for you and hasn't really been able to speak it as of yet. We have somebody down here that is probably taking certain actions that are based on past relationships. And it's very, very premature and not based in reality, hence the moon, illusion. The Ace of Swords, there's somebody that, wants to speak their truth, but could divert temporarily and go in a different direction based on this illusionary energy. The Two of Swords, again, is it's a choice card, and it's a choice that you're going to make, okay, to, either just trust that this loving energy from this King of Cups is happening, okay, or you're going to feel a sense of sadness and regret over possibly, some of the actions that you've taken, which we don't want. And we can prevent that if we focus on the positive in this new situation. Okay. And then, of course, we have very soon, which I feel is this King of Cups coming forward. Okay. But we've got to remain in that high vibration, knowing, just in our knowing, in our intuition, knowing that this person will come forward. Might be frustrating, but you've got to maintain, your faith in this situation. Okay. This can be a self-fulfilling prophecy if you get into this highly defensive energy. Okay. And if you're already in it, okay, try to pull yourself back. Okay. Because once you do that, and that will immediately shift your energy and will immediately shift how this person is viewing you as well. Okay. All right. So that is the collective reading. So we'll see, if these cards, come out in some of the zodiac signs, which I expect they will, or if the story repeats itself, and you can reference to this collective reading, if for some reason your zodiac reading doesn't resonate this week. Okay, so thank you so much, and I will see you next week. I may do a reading in the middle of the week. I haven't decided just yet. We'll see how that goes. So that'll be a surprise. And I wish you a very, very lovely week this week. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.